Well, the dust hasn't fully settled from football's huge corruption problems. Let me remind you that the former FIFA vice president and the head of the CONCACAF region, Jeffrey Webb, is awaiting sentence in New York, having pleaded guilty to a range of crimes, including racketeering. Now, that means there's a new vice president and head of that region, which includes the Caribbean and Central America. And that person is a Canadian, Victor Montagliani. And he's been talking at a big event for leaders in sport at Chelsea's Stamford Bridge football ground in London. Now, Mr. Montagliani had something very interesting to say on this proposed expansion FIFA's having of the World Cup from 32 teams, very controversial. And for the first time, I've heard someone in a position of authority say, not that it might happen, he says it is going to happen.
It's obvious it's not going to stay at 32 for 2026. I think it's going to obviously change. And I think the message from the president is not so much, what the number is right now. I think, he's had some ideas of 40, 48. But the reality is, I think we need to look from a growth perspective. There's opportunities when we grow that brand. It's just that we have to balance it and not make it realistic and make sure that you don't hurt the brand by expanding it too much. But I think there's an opportunity here.
You have to remember this suits Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, to be offering things to more nations to get as much political support as possible. One other thing that Mr. Montagliani said that was interesting was that when the World Cup does take place in 10 years' time, and I'm sure it will go to a country in the American region, that Canada, his own Canada, the USA and Mexico could actually bid together a regional bid, or they might still decide to go it alone.